Okay, so while I'm here, I say we look into Trump. How is Trump feeling about the SCOTUS ruling? How is he feeling right now? He just, I don't like when he seems too calm, because I wonder what does he have up his sleeve. So let's look. I know he's feeling terribly harassed. Poor Donald Trump and that presidential harassment. Boo-hoo. You know, why don't you just show your taxes like you said you were going to do? You said you have nothing to hide, so how is it harassment? So let's ask. I'll try to drop the sarcasm and get into a little zone here. How is Donald Trump doing right now? How is he feeling about his taxes potentially getting much closer to ending up at SDNY? Okay, I'm back with my Trump read. I am happy to say that he feels very burdened. This Ten of Wands, burden, and because, darn it, he has to deal with rules and the government. That's not fair. He should be above everything, right? Too bad you're burdened. Too bad you have to deal with it and there's nothing you can do. Well, yeah, he definitely isn't feel. If he looks like he's not stressed, he's faking it. He is very annoyed. Okay, you will laugh, but we have the lovers at the top. I honestly feel that this is him and Sean Hannity. Or like him and Fox News. It's like, that's his only friend. Those are the only friends he has left that make him feel like he has friends. And with here, the hermit at the base, he is spending a lot of time in his room watching Fox News. And I had read recently, there's a book that was written by WOLFF, his last name is. I'll put the name in the text if you're interested. I'll look it up. And he said that Trump talks to Hannity like 6 times a day. So this is what he's doing. And I just realized something else based on something at the end that I'm going to explain, is that I believe he's doing a lot of things repetitively, which would have to do with cognitive decline. So something tells me, and he's very in a routine right now, and a repetitive routine. So that is something, and I'm not a doctor. I have dealt with dementia in my family, so I recognize things, and I mean, I think everybody can sort of see that there's something happening there, and I get it in my reads all the time. So I think that he is just sort of in a cycle and a habit, and he's indulging in Hannity and talking with Hannity over and over and over and over and over. I have a Queen of Wands in the past. Now, I have felt like this before in the past, but I don't know why I would get it again, but like he and Melania are basically over. I don't know that that's like big news or shocking, but I'm like, I feel like the cards have shown me that before. And maybe it's something that is still on his mind and it's still a constant tension, which is why it just shows up. Like if you want to know how Trump is, this is part of it. Part of me was like, was there another woman that he took up with and now that's over? Something's over. He's not getting along with a woman and it's over. And then the moon, this is what we can expect, in the near future, starting, now is him. Now it's upside down, but I'll say the moon like this would be howling at the moon. I mean, this is him just arguing, complaining, going on the front lawn and saying this and that and doing that thing he does. But it's upside down. Well, interesting that I already talked about the cognitive decline, because I initially thought no one cares, no one's listening, you sound the same over and over and over. It's like he's losing his audience, he's losing his mojo, but this could also be that he's not making a lot of sense anymore, and that is very true. And also, I don't know if you saw him on Hannity. Speaking of Hannity, this was in the last few nights, and he bragged about taking a cognition test. And the doctors were so surprised that he aced the cognitive. I mean, it's just like, do you have any self-awareness? You're letting us know that probably when you went to the hospital, Mysteriously, they made you take a cognition test. I don't know. There's just stuff going on there. How's he feeling? We've got a Trump Tower and a King of Swords. I mean, a Trump Tower. We've got the Tower crumbling and the King of Swords. This is devastating to him. King of Swords being our Cy Vance. I think this card has come up in both of his readings. And the Tower, I think, came up as well in one or the other of those that I did on that. So yeah, it's disastrous. There's no two ways about it. His hopes and fears, I read this as he would really like to go do a rally. Now, of course, you think his world is crumbling, but he's just trying to escape. He wants to go to a rally. He wants to do a rally. He's a child trying to placate himself. So that's his hopes and fears that he's not going to be able to because they keep getting canceled. He just wants to be adored. I mean, it's just pretty sad. So there's a lot here, and I'll explain why in a minute. So what I got for the final outcome, which should be more, in the months to come rather than the weeks to come, I have a upside down Two of Pentacles. This tells me, this is where I got the thing that he's repeating him. So I think he just keeps asking, going around saying, what are my options? What are my options? What are my options? Okay? He has no options. Now, this is in reference to the tax return thing. He wants to keep fighting. It's like there are no options, but he keeps asking. I just felt like I heard him. He just keeps asking. Like he keeps forgetting that the answer. There are no options. Of course, there are some, his lawyers will keep working for him in courts and all that. But it's just like, I just get a sense that he forgets how serious and dire things are and just feels like he's got more options. And then I feel like they keep having to repeat themselves to him. I feel like he is surrounded by his Page of Swords, his Stephen Miller, and, those people around him in this Three of Cups that are just like showering him with all that he needs to feel good about himself. How can we serve you? You're so wonderful. So here we've got him he keeps thinking he's got options that keep, explaining to him, and then he's got people not surrounding him, but around him that just are yes people trying to make him feel good. And then I got this Queen of Swords. And this Queen of Swords came out, I think all three of these kind of came out together. Oh, and I'll also tell you that after I pulled this card here, I looked at the base and we had a Four of Pentacles. This tells me, and this is where I got the idea that he's stuck in a routine. I think he's staying put. He is staying put, but a lot of it is because he even though I was saying he wants to leave and travel and go to a rally, that he likes the routine. He's starting to feel like, and this happens with dementia too, you just feel safe with the people around you, and you're like, the things you're used to, even if he has to travel, he's going to have the people around him, and he's just sort of, I think he's sort of staying, like just repeating a cycle of his life and staying put. Oh, yeah, and for this Queen of Pentacles, in my last read that I just did, I saw this coming as Mary Trump. So I think that Mary Trump's book, and I was like, oh, that makes sense that he would be sitting around also bummed about that book. So that is also something bumming him out. And that he's very angry to find out that she helped the, New York Times by handing over some financial things. He's very angry and hurt by that. So back to this Queen of Swords, so I'm like, I think this is Nancy. And I'm like, okay, what about Nancy? Why is she here with this group? What about her? It's not enough to just feel like, okay, Nancy. And then I flipped a couple cards and I immediately knew Nancy knows he's sick, okay? She not only is seeing incident after incident, but they're being reported to her. There are incidents, and it might even be more than just he's not well. But, I think there are probably also a lot of other little, sort of more minor whistleblowing going on. She is receiving a lot of, people saying, writing things, like letting her know things that they're noticing, that they're concerned about. And she actually, and if you remember, she has said, I pray for him, I pray for the president. I don't like calling him president, but she did. I'm just quoting her. Ace of Cups, she actually feels emotional about it, okay? And then all these cards flipped over at once. And at first I thought it's too many, but then I went ahead and saw a story here in like what she sees of him. And it's interesting if you look closely at this king's face. I mean, there is a sort of stupor about it, but that looks like Trump to me. But I see that a lot of maybe what she's getting here, that he is very interested in self-enriching. So they know that. He's, and of course she sees him extremely interested in being so that was King of Pentacles, and then we have Six of Wands being celebrated. He's just like an egomaniac who's self-enriching. Okay. And then, so this Hanged Man kind of tells me everything. Tells me the so what is that she's, I think, waiting this out. I think she's like, this is going to end one way or another because he's not well. And do we wish they would impeach him again? I don't know. But this is, I think, the choice she's making. I think she is talking with Ivanka and sort of pleading with her. Something needs to be done. I mean, maybe she even tells her, I'm getting, you got to do something. And then there it is. The Illusion Delusion card. The Seven of Cups. This is him. He's not seeing clearly. He's not speaking clearly. He's confused. He's in a, like slipping into maybe a little bit of a fantasy. And he's not paying attention. It's interesting how this figure is not facing us. It's like he's not present. And then I got below a Knight of Swords. Hi, throwing in a voice memo here because I think I got this card wrong, and I know what it is now. This is an upside down Knight of Swords. This is someone that Nancy has on the inside who is reporting to her. And I think falling behind that Seven of Cups, I think the Seven of Cups tells him Trump's not really running the country. You can see that his back is turned. He's looking at just dreams of grandeur. And there's someone on the inside who is reporting to her. That's that upside down Knight of Swords. So that kind of gave me my answer with what does Nancy have to do with it, and also what her plan is, which is kind of waiting this out. I think she thinks he's gonna slip and sort of maybe even literally slip and fall. But yeah, so that's what I got on all of this. I hope that was interesting to you. He's not doing well. He's not happy. He's in a routine. His life is watching Fox News and talking to Hannity. And by the way, if you look at the fire in this hermit, I'm like that. If you want to know how Donald Trump feels, that's how he feels in his gut, in his stomach. He's just full of fire and anger. He's so angry. He's just a grouchy, angry man. And should not be president. And so, hopefully this thing ends soon. I hope you liked that read. Thanks for watching. Let me know if anything struck you. Feel free to comment. I'd love to hear it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.